So this is a original Yakut blade. As far as I remember, this is called a bihach in Saka, which is the ethnic group that is living in Yakutia. As you can see, it actually has a dangler from yak. It has a pine construction of the lesta, the liner inside, so it's breathable. And I just completely resharpened this one actually on Japanese water stones. It has a perfect fit. Got this years ago actually. I was forging some of my own, but then I really felt like this is a cultural heritage of this area, and I contacted a hobby archaeologist, Saka, in Yakutia, who Alexander, that I worked with then for a while, and I bought a lot of blades from him because I wanted to support his craft. And there's a lot of secrets to these blades. Doing some research, I realized after living in Japan myself for several years that the word Saka is actually quite prevalent in Japan in several words. And looking at how the forging is done in a smelter, first to get the steel out of iron sand, which is called the tatara in Japanese, the technique is exactly the same in Yakutia with the Saka people. Not only that, but there is also a differential heat treat, and these are also actually asymmetric blades. So they have a flat side that is on a right-handed person, it would be looking to the outside, so to the right, and then there's a convex side to it. And so this is really the multi-tool of the boreal forest and the tundra and the taiga, because you have flat sections that you can use as a draw knife. You have a triangular tip, in fact, used for drilling, because you have a flat side, a convex side, and then you have a swedge. If you cut the tip, you would get a triangle shape, so it aids in drilling into wood without breaking the tip. It's easy to sharpen on one side if you just have very basic stones in the woods or something like that. This is called a bihach, and then the bihicha is the one that has a wider fuller that's forged, but this one actually is ground in, so the historical pieces are like that. In Japanese that would be called a bohi, and it's extremely similar to Japanese blades. The bohi is cut in the same way as in Japanese blades. The differential heat treat, as well as having asymmetrical blades with a flat side, just like on a kokodana or a kodachi, is absolutely identical. Not only that, but going from Siberia down to Japan over the Siberian islands and stuff, coming down from Hokkaido, is extremely easy. So I see so much connection. The differential heat treat, the iron sand smelting in the tatara, the way the blades are designed, all the way to the handles that are always oversized to be used with gloves and always symmetrical, egg-shaped, just like on Japanese historical blades and craft blades. It's absolutely incredible. I mean, even the sheaths with the liners, right, wrapped in leather, but use wood for the sheaths, is very reminiscent of that. And the other connection is definitely there, thinking about places like Siberia, Scandinavia, where the Sami people have, of course, Central Asian and Siberian ancestry and background. Many of the older pictures of Sami would show them with quite distinct Asian, or at least Eurasian features. And having these simple handles, this one actually here is from a piece of Karelian root, I think. It's actually a birch root dug out in the Siberian taiga. So I'm extremely honored to have this blade, and have been working with Alexander, because he's not really just a modern Yakut knife maker, but he is actually going out in the tundra, in the permafrost, as a experimental archaeologist, and studying old blades from books and from archaeological literature. And yeah, I've been just rambling and holding up this knife, but there's so much on it to discover, and I would really encourage you, and I actually put this here somewhere in the description, I would really encourage you to have a look at Alexander's page, and how much he's sticking to the ancestry of knife making in Yakutia, which is considered one of the three cultural heritage crafts, alongside actually mammoth ivory sculpting and carving, and the making of mouth organs. And then knife making is the third one, and it's taken there to an absolutely incredible level. And I've forged them myself, differentially heat treated after watching a lot of videos of them. Actually really using heat treating them, then putting the spine against a glowing piece of wire to draw the temper blue or violet out of the spine into the blade. And they're performing incredible feats of strength of their blades. I mean, they're ramming them through coins and stuff, and then still cut newspaper with the tips of the knives and stuff like that. It's really, really cool. So I just sharpened it up, and these blades become extremely sharp. Just the way they are actually performing, because of the mix of the flat and the... Now I'm trying to do this on camera, of course I don't get to do it, but these blades are cutting circles. It's pretty amazing. The differential heat treat together with the asymmetric blade, but it is quite incredible, and it has been my preferred blade to take canoeing with me and into the wilderness, because I feel like these blades, that's very, very much where they originate. And yeah, I just wanted to share this. I hope you don't mind the rambling. Like I said, I just got this off the Japanese waterstones. They leave a little bit of a texture, of course. This is not polished in a machine or anything like that. And I left a good bit of the knife how it was after skinning a lot of fish and using it in the Northern Ontarian woods during canoeing there. And this was basically hanging from my belt the entire time. So yeah, I hope you don't mind the rambling. It's Fixed Blade Friday. I wanted to show you something historical that is tried and true by people who have been living in the wilderness, with the wilderness, hunting and fishing for thousands of years in one of the most harsh environments in the world. In fact, the reason you're not touching any metal when you're holding this knife, and having bigger gloves like that for your big mittens, is because Yakutia is the coldest inhabited place in the world. They have, I think the temperature record there was -73 or -76, something like that, around -75 degrees Celsius within a major city. Just think about it for a moment. We're talking -75 degrees centigrade. And that's where these kind of knives originate. That's probably also the reason why they're differentially heat treated, so they can actually take these temperatures without just cracking and bursting. So let's just admire this for a moment. A knife culture that is not rooted in whatever Hollywood movies and distorted understanding of the outdoors, but something that has been tried and tested in the most harsh environment known to humans at the moment. And what they came up with based on that, because their life and survival was depending on it. And so with these rather unpopular words, I want to finish that video, and you have a good weekend, and make sure to check out Alexander, the artist here at Double Knives. And I'm quite honored and pleased that I'm allowed to are able to use one of his knives and send you over to him. Have a good one. Cheers.